Why don't Canadians jump at such good deals that my business offers? Click here the subscribe button, set up the alert. If the content of this video is useful for you, let us know by clicking the like button. I see here like a no-brainer proposition. That's what you may be thinking. Wow, I have a no-brainer here. Like we have very favorable cost because we have this workforce abroad in other countries, right? And we combine this with a proven ability to deliver great quality in Canada according to Canadian, American, global, European standards. And so why isn't it obvious, and why this doesn't immediately translate in a large flow of businesses coming your way, right? This is the situation that I hear a lot. Like people just don't understand the puzzle. They're like, should be a no-brainer. How come nobody's buying from me? Well, let's take a step back and dig a little deeper under this situation and see what actually is happening in the root of this problem here. First thing is that in many countries, perhaps like in your country of origin, certainly where I was born and raised, we see societies that in general have a low trust. What I mean by that is that there's that constant fear of being taken advantage of, right? Businesses will make promises of one level. They say, yeah, sure, we're gonna do this for you. But the delivery is at a lower level. And we may see situations where people inflate prices without necessarily an underlying benefit. They say, well, just because you can, it looks like they're not gonna question. So just tell them that's the price. And if they buy that, that's great. This issue of detaching the price from the value that's being received. We also see another situation, which is people like essentially cutting corners to reduce costs, but in many times in an unethical way, right? Reducing costs in a way that may jeopardize, I don't know, safety or other compliance requirements, or even reducing the quality of what's being sold without disclosing that to the person who's buying. So there's always, in low trust societies, people are always afraid of these things, right? People are promising but not delivering. People are inflating this price, but they're just charging me more, but their cost is actually much lower. They're cutting corners and cutting necessary things that the product or the service should have, but they're not telling me. The bottom line is that in low trust society, people and businesses, they do that because they can get away with it, right? What's the consequence of being caught doing that? Yeah, maybe a slap in the wrist and whatever, and life just goes on. That's very different from places where you have a high trust. In places that you have high degree of trust, you also have symmetry between value and price. It's what we call in Canada, you get what you pay, right? So there is this symmetry in the exchange of value. Like what you're delivering, the value that you're delivering justifies the price that you're paying, and therefore you see the rise of a mutual respect. Like when you're looking for a commercial relationship, there's like a mutual respect, there's a win-win. Everybody knows that the other side is in this for business, for profits, and that everybody needs to make their profits and pay their employees and make their profits to bring home and all that. The bottom line is that in high trust societies, right? Remember, the bottom line in low trust societies is that people get away with it, so they can do anything. So you have to always be watchful to see if somebody's not kind of telling you one thing but delivering another. In high trust societies, the bottom line is that people feel they're more in a shared mission to be in business, to be profitable to everybody involved. You're my supplier. I understand you have to make profit. I'm selling to my clients. I understand they have to make a profit, so I cannot just charge too much because then it's not fair for them. They understand that I have to make a profit, so they're not going to squeeze me beyond a certain level. There's a degree of fairness in high trust societies. And then in business, there is almost this shared mission to be profitable with fairness. Everybody understands that. But then, okay, I'm talking about almost like things that are a little philosophical here, right? And we're talking about very practical items in business, which is, okay, why don't people buy more from me if my prices are great, right? So how do we make this connection between real life, dig very deeper into what's happening, but then bringing that back to actionable items that are going to be generating profits for you? So we have here our platform called Your Business in Canada, where there's a link here in the description, and we are by your side in this journey to generate success in Canada or to increase your success in Canada, and you follow this path together with other peers, other business entrepreneurs like you that were not born in Canada but are generating success here in Canada. Okay, so let's come back to the content of this video. So why aren't efforts working as they should, especially when you know your price is way more competitive than anything else they can have access here, right? But we're offering a great value. That's what I hear from people. We're offering this great value. How come they don't see and they don't just hire us? Here's the problem. We have to focus on certain price triggers, taking into consideration that in Canadians' brains, what's running in the background is that you get what you pay mindset. They have that symmetry in thinking. So the minute you start to talk about low prices here, they say, oh, you get what you pay, boom. Therefore, quality must be here too. So you have to be very careful, because the minute you start to talk low prices, you already put your potential client in a position to believe that your quality is inferior. You say, no, but I have all the proof that, but you know what? It's almost like instinctive, it's unconscious. They're used to the concept of you get what you pay. So if I pay here, I'm getting here. If I'm paying here, I must be getting here. So what do we do about that then? If you talk about price first, they will think about low quality first. So what do? You have to talk about price last. First, you understand their need, their critical points, what is vital for them to do business with you, and make sure you're prepared to provide those points. Second, then yes, you demonstrate how you meet and exceed these specific needs. Third, you confirm that you understood what they're saying. You confirm that the actions you're taking are addressing those points and they understand the value. You anchor that. And fourth, you check if there is anything else, right? So that they don't have a way out once you bring back with your proposal. Say, is there anything else? And when they say, well, no, I think that's pretty much it. If you can address this, these are really the points that's important. You say, wow. And then last, after four things before, then you talk about price. Say, guess what? We can meet everything that you're saying. We solve this problem. We take care of all these other aspects that you're concerned about. And guess what? The price is incredible. Look how much we can charge. Because then you have anchored the value first. Like if you go too quickly, say, hey, we have the best prices you're gonna ever see and we have great quality, automatically they're gonna go to the low quality mentality. If you now anchor the high quality, guess what? Maybe even your profit margins can be better. You don't even need to charge as low, because in the end of the day, the client doesn't care how much it costs you. All they care is that you're solving a problem that they have. And if the price they're paying for you solving that problem is compatible with the size of the problem, they will be happy to pay you. Good for you if you're efficient enough to be able to provide that solution at a very low cost. Good for you. Why don't you keep the profits then, right? But you have to do that by anchoring the value first, understanding the need, make sure you deliver that, make sure they're committed, they're convinced, and then you can come up with a price that you think, even like if you want to throw a very low price and still have a decent margin because your cost is so low, they're going to be even happier. But you don't have to. You don't need, like, here's the bottom line. In Canada, it's typically not a place for you to try to win a lot of business from other businesses. I'm talking B2B here. By throwing around the message that your price is so low, you're going to make people think that your quality is so bad if you do that. Right? So I have to be very careful. So this question, like why don't Canadians jump at such a good deals that my business is offering, is because they're afraid of receiving an inferior quality. If you focus on having lower prices, you're telling them that they can expect lower quality. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, how the high trust societies work, because of this you get what you paid symmetry. Okay, there are 2 more videos here that address these points similar to this that are going to be helpful for you. Thank you.